And here we have Jed, owned by Mario Messina. At around 8 months old at the time, on the local common, Jed came across the corpse of a magpie. Although it was a bit pen and inky, that didn't seem to bother Jed. He made a real feast of the whole thing. And he wasn't sharing this with anybody, not even his owner, who tried to get it off him. In the process, a number of people tried to get this off Jed, but Jed wasn't for sharing. He was enjoying himself. He was having one hell of a time. We will be coming back to Jed later in the film, after all the time it took to catch him, to get this thing off him. And it was pen and inky, believe me. And this is Dexter. Very first time he has been on a treadmill, and he caught on very, very quickly, in my opinion.
One of the slats has broken, so I can see
After sorting out a problem with the treadmill, slats came loose. Here we have Bully with Bob Woodhart. Bully also has the first time on a treadmill, and he did very, very well. You notice the tail going there, and he's quicking his pace. Good for Bully. We'll be seeing him and Dexter later on in this tape. Here, at one of our shows of the Intercontinental Kennel Club, we have one of the top men in the country, Mike Lund, judging. I think everybody knows, with Mike, you set a good dog down in front of him, and you're in with a chance. But it's got to be good. Although it's mainly Staffordshire Bull Terriers attending our shows of various ages and sizes and shapes. Mainly the old-time type Stafford is our favorite. At the same time, you'll notice in the ringside, in the background, there are American Bulldogs, old-time Bulldogs, and other bull breeds as well, which we welcome. And they are growing in numbers from show to show. We have classes for these as well, of course. It all adds interest for all concerned, and I think this is the most interesting. Christelle Graff, this young lady, was telling me she had a most unusual way of exercising her gut. Other exercises she has too, not just this. But here, she was trying to explain on the telephone, so she says, Ed, here, I won't tell you, I will show you. And apparently this dog will do this all day long. He never seems to get tired of chasing his shadow. Just his shadow. He's done this from a fairly young age, we're told. And Christelle gets a big bang out of this, and so does the dog. He enjoys it. And why not? It's something different. It certainly is. And this is a very clever one. Watch. This dog literally carries itself at a few stages on his front legs, using his front legs just for short little bits, but watch. Especially when he comes around the corner here, you'll see. He actually carries himself. He enjoys this. Oh my. What tricks these Staffords will get up to. They do know how to enjoy life. Watch them. He'll be lying down on a job in a minute. And he gets such a bang out of this. Well, almost lying down. Here, on Christelle's treadmill. This dog, he's not new to this. This is all great to him. A real lovely athlete. You can see where he was just couldn't wait to get on that treadmill. And he knows how to do it, how to pace himself. Lovely dog. Enjoying himself too on a treadmill. He seems he just can't get enough. And here we see the remainder of the team of Christelle's dogs. Christelle has a preference, may I say, for the Irish bred Staffordshire Bull Terriers, and quite rightly, she has very good taste in her dogs. As we can see, the white dog's name is Sid. The blue dog, also hanging on there, no, pardon me, just took hold, is called Spook. And the brindle white is called Kane. He's the younger dog, is Kane. From observations here, I would kind of think that Sid is a bit of a dominant dog. I would also say, although this is a great exercise and I see no reason not to do it, at the same time, you must know your dogs. They must know you. You allow them to enjoy themselves, Staffords being as they are. Where there's a number of them together and something they just might be able to get into a scuffle over, one has to be a little bit careful. But as I say, you know your dogs. You raise them from young and they get to know you. That's the main thing. These dogs obviously enjoy all of this. It's great activity, utilizing the spaces available, nice hard ball, throwing it, bouncing it around, keeping the dogs interested in the object. It's clearly what this is all about. This young fella here helps Christelle. And here, some of Melody's dogs. This little one here is having a great pull and a swing out on the beach. Yes, very pretty sight, seeing Melanie Smith's dogs out on the beach enjoying themselves. The names of Melanie's dogs are Rosa, Bruiser, and later we'll see Emily. Melanie is another young lady who feels that nothing is too good for her dogs, and she does not spend too much of her time. As a matter of fact, she says she cannot spend enough of her time. so it's never too much. This is something I've always liked myself, to see a dog digging, in particular a terrier. How often nowadays do we see a terrier having a good dig into the ground, even though it's on the beach, just enjoying having a good dig for the sake of digging. And here we have Emily. Emily is a Dr. Bordeaux Victorian Bulldog cross. Although she couldn't be said to be dynamic at the moment, at about 10 weeks old. In the company of Melanie Smith's dogs, Emily will learn to speed up in order to keep up with that team. These are movers, all of them. So she'll learn to be a mover as well. And Melanie makes use of the treadmill here. Certainly a useful item. This dog looks accustomed to it. A nice, steady pace, a little bit of lure. It's all that's needed. And the hard rubber ball, a wonderful way to help keep the dogs fit. They can spend endless hours pushing it around. Very little effort. It keeps the dog active and interested. A happy dog, indeed. And here we have the handsome Irish bred dog, Cork. Eager, keen, determination, all the qualities we look for in the old-time Irish bred streams. Fine example, energetic, very determined, as we can see here. Owned by Dean Walker. Excellent form of exercise. Dean tells us that the dogs will take a good bit of this. They thoroughly enjoy it. And more. This is one of the routines of exercises Dean gives to his dogs. And you can see they love it. Cork and Slade. Cork being the dog, Slade being the female. Very handsome pair of dogs, but not just pretty faces, as we're going to see. These are middleweight dogs. They're neither too much on the large size or are they on the small side. Averaging here between around 35 to 40 odd pound in weight. Here is Cork being put through A-frame. He enjoys it. He wouldn't do it if he didn't. Dean knows just how much to give the dogs to keep them interested. Also, a little bit of spring pull goes a long way. Excellent form of exercise, testing tenacity, determination, stamina, and obviously Dean's dogs just take all this in their stride. This is just another workout, part of their everyday life. The tail's going there, no pressure. He's doing it because he wants to. Looks like the bitch is waiting for her turn. Great people dogs too. Here they are with the kids. Clearly, they get along great together. And here we see the devoted dog. He's nice and steady. He's just great with that little boy. He knows his place. He knows what to do and what not to do. And all at the right time. He's out to please the little boy. And looks like he's doing it. That little boy there is having a great time. Apparently he does this quite often. And here, with the little girl, both of the dogs, being family dogs, of course, pets and athletes, all at the same time. There's nothing like it. Don't let anybody tell us, but us rough and tumble dogs are just as gentle as any other breed of dog. Good way to get a dog into pulling, as we see a Slade going through the paces here, pulling the tire. And pulling it because she enjoys it. It's a great way to start them young this way too, pulling something very light, and they get the idea, and they don't hardly notice that they're even pulling it. They just do it as a matter of course. It's an excellent way to train a dog for weight pulling. A great muscle builder, good for the stamina, and great for the determination. The laziest dog in the world? Well, no. Although you might get that impression if you saw Dexter at home here. But no, Dexter is not the laziest dog in the world, as we're just going to see. We're going to see the other Dexter. Not this one, the other one. Standing around 17 inches at the shoulder and around 40 to 42 pounds in condition. This dog, when he walks and moves, his muscles ripple. And I mean ripple. I've gone over this dog a couple of times, and he is rock hard. A pleasure to go over. One handsome little dog is Dexter, and you're going to see a little more of his exercises on top of the little bit we've seen, just to see how he is kept in such lovely condition as we see here. And needless to say, being a typical Stafford, he just loves it. He can't get enough. And nowadays, of course, all kinds of people use treadmills. It's not just Stafford people. If the weather outside's a bit untoward, it's rainy or messy, well, the old dog, he don't have to miss his workout. And why should he? Just because you don't feel like going out. But sometimes you don't have to. And here, at one of our shows, at this moment going over an old-time bulldog, rather a nice specimen, might I say. We have the well-known and respected writer, David Hancock. David was saying how he enjoyed this show after the event was over, because he had the opportunity also of inspecting the American Bulldog scene in the background at this show of ours. I must say, I was impressed in particular with this little bulldog. It was an improvement on a little bit more of what an English bulldog ought to be, in my opinion. And here, a weight pulling match in Derbyshire. We have beautifully proportioned, powerful little Jasmine doing a warm-up pull in this shot here. This one here is something else. If she gets her head down, she can pull. Next, we see Ian Jensen's Duchess. Dutch is well known on the scene. She isn't one to let the team down. Irish-bred Staffordshire Bull Terrier, Duchess. And here we have the most talked about dog at the moment, Holston. We'll be seeing a little more of Holston shortly. He's something worth